Spider-Man. No Way Home.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Part 3 of the new Home trilogy.
It's the best one.
The best one.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So what did you think?
I thought it was fire. I'm sold.
Oh yeah. We didn't talk about it at all before.
At all. I can separate because you know I get excited. I can separate something that I loved from something that's like objectively good or not. You know what I'm saying?
The hype. You can take the hype out of it.
No, not hype.
This was hype.
What do you mean?
This movie was fucking hype.
What do you mean? Explain.
This movie's been hype for like 2 years now. Like,
okay.
And I got tired of the leaks and all that. Oh, they're all in it. They're on whatever.
I didn't read not one leak. No, I stayed away from everything.
I barely watched the trailer. I only watched the trailer one time in the theater before I saw something.
All I saw was the green ball coming, and I saw him and the green ball. Those were the only two things I knew that were going to happen.
Yeah.
That's all I looked at.
Yeah. I think the verse happened to me like, I mean, it came out last week, so now that if I reviewed it like right after I saw it, I would have been more hype. But now that I spent like time thinking about it, it was good, but it wasn't that good. I'm
glad you said it. I want you to tell me why so I can fight you.
Okay. No. It's a good movie. Granted, like, it's a good movie.
Good movie. You're not wrong.
My thing is, it should have been 2 movies.
I can hear
it. It should have been a part 1 and part 2.
I wouldn't want that. I'm glad it was only 1, but I will accept that argument. Why do you say that?
Why did I say? Well, how many fucking 5 villains?
Yeah,
5 villains, and the storyline was basic.
They all were.
Granted. And I just really didn't like. It's like I didn't like it. The Doctor Strange stuff. Like, I've been wanting a real Spider-Man movie for a while, and we actually got it at the very end. The last 2 minutes of the movie is like a real Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
a real Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
he made his suit. He's at the sewing machine. He made his suit.
I think the only reason
scanners.
No,
he's
100%.
in the city, Manhattan. Finally,
yeah.
First time he's in. Not the first time, but he's living in Manhattan.
That
for
it's
the first
prominent
time.
and that it stays in New York.
Yeah, because my thing always was like I said it before. Like, that's not Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man is a kid photographer. He lives a low key life. Aunt May. And he does Spider-Man shit.
Yeah.
Spider-Man has the second best villains, aside from Batman, in any comic books. Spider-Man has the best villains.
So I think you just... Go ahead.
And obviously, Sony had the rights. They made Amazing Spider-Man. They made the original trilogy with Tobey and Sam Raimi, which were awesome. I like the first one. Part 2 was the best still. I think this didn't top 2.
And don't leave out Kirsten Dunst, my girl. That's not her name. What's her name?
Kirsten Dunst.
Okay,
yeah.
Because I just saw a clip. Because I had to go back and rewatch them. And
I rewatched them. Yeah.
So go ahead.
Part 2 is still the best, in my opinion.
I agree.
It had everything. A perfect Spider-Man story. And redemption because Doc Ock is not a bad guy. He's just shit happened and the microchip fell out, so that's why
his Neuralink, which is the same exact name that Elon Musk is calling his device, the Neuralink.
Yeah,
it just it went haywire.
Yeah, so obviously you're tapping into your spinal cord and all the brain shit and all that science shit, whatever. But he's not a bad guy. So that whole arc for part 2 of Spider-Man is perfect to me. That's the perfect Spider-Man story. Mm-hmm. This one, there's a lot of fan service in here. There's a lot. Like I said, there was like 5 scenes where like people in the audience just fucking lost their minds with just cause.
And you didn't like that?
No, I liked it.
Okay.
Like it's not a bad movie.
Okay. No.
I didn't say that.
I just want you to, the parts that you didn't like, I want you to explain them because
there is a great Spider-Man movie in there. Mm-hmm. I think like in the beginning, it's like fucking MCU Spider-Man again. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be. You're gonna see Doctor Strange. They're gonna team up and they're fighting the mirror world. And as soon as Doctor Strange went away, it became a Spider-Man story.
Doctor Strange went away 40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah. It's a long ass movie.
That's what I'm saying.
No. I'm saying like
yeah.
After Doctor Strange got out of there because Iron Man's dead, so they needed somebody else.
So you just answered your question.
No. I'm breaking it down.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the movie when Doctor Strange went away and it's just Spider-Man and now he's worried about these villains and shit and he's gonna take. That's the Spider-Man that I like.
That they gave you. They have to put Doctor Strange in there.
No, they didn't have to.
Bro, this is the only thing Marvel got left. Marvel's doing Hawkeye and WandaVision on Disney Plus because they got this shit coming. They don't got no more. They don't got no more Tony Stark. They don't got more Thor.
Captain America.
They don't got more.
They
don't got more Captain America.
They still have Thor.
They still got Thor.
Yeah, Thor's gonna be in the new Guardians, and he's got his own movie.
Okay,
Love and Thunder.
Well, let me fall back. This is their number one guy. This is who they're banking on. This is who they put. Jordan's gone. This is LeBron. You know what I'm saying? We're past. So whether it's Sony, whether it's Marvel, Marvel needs him as their cash cow. So they still got to keep that phase 6, whatever coming.
And I get they needed Doctor Strange to open up the worlds. I get that part.
And to push Doctor Strange, because in the end credits, it was Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Well, Doctor Strange, we knew that was coming, and we knew he was going to team up with Wanda.
So if Marvel is the label, Spider-Man is the number one dude on the label, and they got Doctor Strange as a bunch of features because he's coming next. That makes perfect sense to me. And listen, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. We'll give you the first 40. Here, Marvel.
Okay, yeah, no.
Take this first 40.
That's what I said. Those are my gripes. I'm saying it's a good movie.
No, but I like your gripes. Pause. I want to hear your gripes because they're like the first one. Our gripe with Voyeurs was, right, like there was something missing. And then the gripe was answered. I like my gripes to be answered. So I shared your gripe.
Gotcha.
What the fuck is I want a whole Spider-Man movie too.
Yeah, I think we're going to get the next one, the next trilogy.
We got it.
No, we didn't get it.
This motherfucker, we got a whole Spider-Man movie.
This is still Marvel type Spider-Man. MCU Spider-Man.
It's always going to be Marvel. They might release Amazing Spider-Man 3. I think they said that, right? Or that was bullshit.
Those are all rumors. We don't know.
All right.
No, but I'm saying like now they have it. They have Spider-Man universe, right? They have the villains. Kingpin is part of that universe now.
He's coming.
Kingpin is
when
there.
we do Hawkeye.
He's back in there. Kingpin is in there.
Yeah.
Daredevil's in there. Matt Murdock is in there.
Yeah.
Punisher hopefully is coming.
But that's what I'm saying. They put all that in the first 40.
Yeah.
Marvel did.
We have that now. I just want to see that. I don't want to. The next one, I don't want to see, Thor pop up or any.
No,
anybody.
because that's still for the fans. Because there's people like, so you're into this shit, right? Like you know the comics, you know the background.
Yeah.
Someone like me who's more shallow surface, that's another incentive. Like if my mom came to see Spider-Man, she's gonna see those 5 fanfare. What'd you call it? Fan service.
Fan service.
If you could have the fan service without being a detriment to the movie, put as much fan service.
No, this was the best fan service movie I could say ever made. Like this is like, bro, they wanted to see these things, and it wasn't corny. Like they figured out a way to do it.
It was perfect.
No, it was good. I'm not knocking that,
bro.
The way they brought in the universe and all that. That's why I said like they could have at the end when everything goes back. That's why I say I wanted 2 movies to explore more of this shit.
I think you're gonna get them though. I think you're gonna get 2 more 3-hour movies, and because he's moving in to his, so I think this is gonna set up part 2 of this, even though it's a trilogy, and I don't know if it's gonna be the same director. I don't know if it's gonna be Tom Holland.
No, the director is doing Fantastic Four now.
Oh, okay. So whatever the Homecoming is going to be, I think it's going to be very similar to what you just said. It's going to be the Toby 2, where he has his own spot. Yeah. He's still trying to get MJ back. Because remember, he didn't get MJ back.
That's Spider-Man.
I think this one, that's what we're going to get.
Yeah.
They opened the door for that one.
That's why I liked the ending, because the ending was pivotal. He's wearing the classic suit. He made himself at the sewing machine. He's listening to
more blue, the bullshit apartment. No, everything.
Listening to the police scanner.
He's back.
That's the Spider-Man. Nobody knows who he is.
Right.
As soon as they did that in the second one, I'm like, what the why? Yeah. Spider-Man he's
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
He's not a public figure like Iron Man and all these other dudes.
Right, but you're also that's prior knowledge. That's the comics. You're looking for something closer to your Spider-Man. People who don't know Spider-Man need that. Especially that's what we're accustomed to. That's the Spider-Man we've gotten.
I guess so too, but I mean, this Spider-Man, like from the beginning too, like I never liked that Tony Stark made his suit. I never liked that.
Why not? That's fucking fire.
He didn't have all that technology. Spider-Man is a dude in tights.
Bro, we just went through 10 different metaverses. The other 2 Spider-Man, he had shit coming out from inside of him, and the other 2 were like, the fuck?
They pointed that out, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This is a different universe. This is what they got.
No, I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying, like, but then don't call it Spider-Man then. If you're going to do a different,
crazy.
They should say MCU Spider-Man. not traditional Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man is spectacular.
But I feel like
Spider-Man, it's a bunch of Spider-Mans.
They could say that without saying that. That's why they have all three of them have different suits and different stories and different attributes and different backgrounds and different people who matter to them that died.
But that happened like in the comics and even in the classic TV show. Like the Spider-Mans from different universes did team up. Like that's a real thing.
There you go. I didn't know that.
No, that's even in the cartoon version, the Into the Spider-Verse.
With the Miles Morales, they're gonna come. They even met at him.
Yeah. So I'm saying it's there. Like this shit is not new stuff that they're inventing. The new stuff that they're inventing is Spider-Man with
the Iron Man suit,
and all that.
So if they're inventing shit, that's the shit that I want. If they're known for inventing shit and coming up with shit like that, then they're still doing it today. That's a choice that they made. I fuck with that. Whether you like that Tony Stark made the suit or not, whatever, I hear you. It's going back to the Spider-Man you like. So I understand why they just had to create that Tony Stark him connection for them to pass the rod. That's all that was. It was if the star on the team is like you wearing his sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Like it's your connection to him, so that it means something when you pass the baton.
Like some other, and I think it's the lack of good writing.
That's probably it.
But
it's been like that for all three of them. Continue.
Like, give an example, like The Mandalorian, right? Mm-hmm. This dude, Jon Favreau, he took a made-up character in that universe and made that shit compelling. Yeah. You saw The Mandalorian, right?
I saw, the first one.
That whole world compelling.
Yes, it was fine.
The Hawkeye show.
It was better than I thought.
Hawkeye by himself probably couldn't carry a movie.
I only watched it because you told me to.
Yeah, but it was good. That's the best TV show.
Of the ones that came out.
Yeah.
It's the only one I saw, but I've heard it's also the best
But
one.
how did they do it? They introduced a new character and they played off each other and it was good writing and good everything. And
it made
put them in
sense
the
to
world.
Continue the storyline.
And like that's what it was. Spider-Man doesn't need a Kate Bishop. He doesn't need help from anything. He's its own thing. He has his own fan base. He has his own world, villains, and all that. And I like in the Avengers when he pulls up, that was fine. You know, he's in his world. Now he has to join the Avengers, which he does in the comics. He bounces in and out. And that's it. But he basically has his own thing. Just like Batman. Batman has his own world. But then he has to team up with the Justice League and all that. But he's still Batman operating in his own world. If like you had Batman, and it's the same shit with Batman. Like they had to bring in Superman. Like Batman never got a solo movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's always like in parts of movies. Like, but Batman can hold his own. Just the way I say Spider-Man can hold his own. And you bring in Iron Man. Okay, you needed some way to get him in there. He scouted him. He brought him in. Okay. In his standalone movie, Iron Man, granted, he was only there for like 5 minutes. He's still there. Iron Man died. Okay, I thought we were going to get the classic Spider-Man. Like, he's dealing with Tony's death. And part 2 was I thought it was going to be more of a Spider-Man. And then what happened? Nick Fury came. Basically, it turned into a S.H.I.E.L.D. movie, and he's working for S.H.I.E.L.D. He's, all that. And the villain, Mysterio, is based on Tony Stark creating that villain. In the first one, Tony Hawk made the Vulture. I'm Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The Hawkeye.
You're talking to me as if I know you know movies, nigga.
Yeah.
Marvel they're not taking any chances. This is their number one.
I get it. They're not taking any chances. I know. They just throwing Jamie Foxx. Give me Jamie Foxx. Fucking Willem Dafoe. Like, I get it. I get it.
Jamie Foxx didn't even know Peter Parker was Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a big gap.
So what?
That's a big gap.
So what?
Even the Sandman.
Give me Jamie.
You caught that part? Like, he did it. He doesn't know Peter Parker.
So what?
And the spell was anybody who knows Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Why didn't Venom show up? Of everybody, I thought Venom was supposed to show up.
He came at the end. We're thinking you didn't watch the end credits?
The end credits make no sense at all because in the
they
first
showed
one,
him though.
No, in the first, and you saw Venom versus Carnage.
I saw the second one. I saw the first one years ago. I don't really remember.
You saw the new one.
Yeah, 2. It's trash.
And it's trash. And the post credit scene,
they mention it.
It happened. It takes place during Doctor Strange's thing, and he gets snapped into the Tom Holland world. Mm-hmm. So this one, he gets snapped back to his own world, but he leaves a little bit.
A goop, yeah.
So
he wasn't there.
They just disregarded that shit.
I think that's where he's going for the second one. Because this was supposed to be after.
But he went back to the original world.
Right, but that goop that he left over, that's going to be there.
But that's not Tom Hardy.
Who cares? It's Venom.
So it's going to be a new Venom?
I'm over Tom Hardy being Venom, though.
You are?
I didn't want him to do something else, yeah.
Okay.
This one just killed it for me. I'm good. I don't need that much firepower. You just said you want a regular Spider movie. Give me Venom. Give me Spider.
Venom is Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a movie in itself. Venom versus Spider-Man. That's
what you're about to get. This is. I feel like we had to wait too long for this. This should have been 2 years ago, right after Endgame. This starts right when Endgame's supposed to happen. This movie's supposed to be 2 years ago, and now we're supposed to already get the second part that you're asking for. Yes. But we're just delayed because of COVID. This shit was supposed to come out right after. This literally starts.
But one came out right after Endgame. The one when he went Far From Home. The one when he went.
Yeah, but this is supposed to come out right after Endgame.
Oh, okay. So the other one was a throwaway, basically.
I just think timing happened.
Timing too, but like people.
No, this happened right after the first one because he kills Mysterio, and then Mysterio announces.
This literally happened right. I mean, story wise, it happened. It picks up right after part 2. Right. So that's
what I meant, not Endgame. The first one. I just think the time is messed up. So what you're asking for, I think they know. I think they're supposed to come, but just because we have to wait years. But I can't. You're gonna have to fight me to get anything wrong with this movie. Everything I've ever wanted. Everything I've ever wanted from Spider-Man.
No, it was a great, entertaining movie and all that. But I'm just saying, like, in retrospect, now that I thought about it for a while, I was like, I thought it should be 2 movies because it was too much for like one.
I think they're all too much. I think that it was 2 hours and 40 minutes. They've all been 2 hours and 40 minutes. I think Endgame could have been 3 movies. Infinity War could have been 2 movies. I think we're used to it now. So he's like, all right, here you go. We need to get our Marvel off. We're gonna do our Captain Strange. We're gonna push the label. And then we're going to give you everything you ever wanted out of Spider-Man.
But granted, since the beginning, it's all been episodic based. Like every movie, it was like 24 movies by now. Mm-hmm. They're all like episodes of a long TV show. Everything's reconnected, right? They should just break it down a little more. Like,
well, don't tell them how to make their business. They're obviously winning.
No, they're obviously winning, but
and now with these shows, and they open how confusing the metaverse is, and they maneuvered a way that now it kind of makes sense, and everybody's where they're supposed to be. And now I'm kind of excited to see now what the next phase is. When I was the least excited for whatever phase came after Endgame, I was out game. That shit was trash.
Yeah, everything's bad.
And look,
Black Widow was mediocre.
They did what they had to do. They rebuilt the label. They rebuilt. Usually, you have to when you blow up a team and rebuild. But
this is also not Marvel. You know that, right? This is Sony. Like, Sony owns the rights still, and then they're just doing a partnership.
That's what I'm saying.
At any moment, this movie wasn't even going to happen. Remember, because like
Sony holds the rights. They got to play ball.
Sony was like, "Fuck that, we're going to."
But that even makes my point even more. Why Marvel had to push their shit.
Yeah,
they know. Oh, listen, you're going to let us open the bet. We're going to push our shit up front.
When, like behind the scenes shit happens, that we don't know behind the shit. Like,
yeah, but that shit we do know. We know Sony owns it, and the only reason that we got the Toby and Garfield and all that, the only reason we got any of this is because Sony was like, all right, we're gonna make crazy bread, which they did. So Marvel they uploaded this, they put all the Marvel storyline in the first 40 minutes and then let them ride.
I believe I can buy that.
Like, if I'm thinking outside of a movie, just making a movie, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking studio head. How are you gonna get away with it? Label like A&R people in the whatever studio. I don't know what they're called. That makes sense to me. And then while doing that, still being able to deliver. Oh, here's also everything you wanted. Come on, son. We got all 3. When they all land on the building.
Yeah, no.
And they each get their 90 seconds to act. When he goes off, and Andrew Garfield is probably the least appreciated one, but he's probably the best actor of them. Tom Holland gets his little 90 seconds to act. Andrew Garfield turns around, gets his little 90 seconds to act, and then Toby with his little mouth, and I can't stand him acting, but he's my Spider-Man, but he's the worst one, but he's my Spider-Man. And he kills it too.
I think Tom Holland's the worst one.
No, I think Tom Holland's
Andrew's the best. I think
he's the best actor, I think. Tom Holland's about to be the best actor, and Tobey Maguire is the least best actor, but he's the most nostalgic because he's my Spider-Man, and they were probably the better Spider-Man movies.
I think Tobey was like the most, if we're going off the comics, it is based on the comics, so they're
I don't know shit about comics.
He was the most, well, not even. None of them are really like, because Peter Parker is like, he's like a nerd, but he's a cool nerd. That's why Andrew Garfield was, I think, the best, because he played him off. He played it the best. He was kind of cool, relaxed. He was like a loner, but he's still, he was chasing the girl, and he's still conflicted with being a hero and all that. Tom Holland, like, just seems scared all the time. Like, he's always panicking, he's always rushing, and he's always like, that's not Peter Parker to me.
I think Tom Holland is young, and he's kind of like, he talks a lot, and he's like nerdy. That's what I'm saying. He's cool. because he's a nerd, but he knows like movie references and he's funny. And he's always joking around.
And he never does that quips. Like, Spider-Man does quips. Like,
I think he has quips.
Not as much as, like...
You're crazy when he goes, hey, I'm Peter Parker. And he goes, I'm Doctor Strange. And he goes, oh, we're using fake names. I'm Spider-Man. Like, he's funny. He has quips. He's quick. He's witty.
I give it that.
He has little witty things that just are very off the cuff that don't seem like he's doing it. But no, he's witty. He's quick. Tom Holland is witty.
Andrew Garfield, though. Like
he's the best one. That's what I'm saying. Andrew Garfield's the best actor. Tom Holland, I think, is about to blow up because Garfield was further along as an actor than Tom Holland was. This is Tom Holland's first big thing, Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's still a child. Like he was when he started. Now he's still. Yeah.
Not thank you.
It's like how many movies? Like 7, 8 movies already played Spider-Man.
I don't know, but Garfield was already further along as a man, as an actor, and Tobey was the least best actor, but they were the best movies, and he's my Spider-Man. So fall all the way back. But I think Tom Holland is going to have a run. I think Tom Holland is in 5 years is going to be a better renowned actor than Garfield.
I don't think so.
And I love Andrew Garfield. I don't say Andrew Garfield's in 2 of like my favorite movies.
Nah, I think Andrew Garfield's still.
I don't know. Tom Holland's about to go off, and
he's doing Uncharted.
That's for the bread. Who cares? That's for the bread.
Nothing like Nathan Drake. I thought Mark Wahlberg is a better Nathan Drake than.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna watch Uncharted with Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. That's hard to say when you're talking fast. No one's gonna watch Uncharted with old ass Mark Wahlberg. They had to put Tom Holland in it. Tom Holland they're gonna come watch the movie. That's why Uncharted was a trailer for Spider-Man. Because they know.
Also Sony too.
They ain't stupid.
Well, he said he wants to take a break from acting now. He said he's taking a break.
Good. He has to take his time to count all his money from Spider-Man and Uncharted. He got to chill. He's gonna fuck some diet. He's gonna fuck Zendaya, count his money, and get ready for his next acting gig.
All right. So what you think of Zendaya?
I love Zendaya. She can't do anything wrong.
I thought she's boring. Like,
I mean, she's always like that.
That's her personality. Like,
nah, son, watch Euphoria.
That's her personality.
Watch Euphoria.
What is that? What is the difference? She's the same character. She's a different character.
She's different, bro. There's something here she's
just bleak and blah. Like, there's nothing like special. They never established anything special like about her. That's like
in any MJ. Is she cool?
Huh?
Is any MJ and any Spider-Man memorable at all?
Well, Kirsten Dunst in the first one, like they had it going back and forth, and it was like memorable more than like when he did the kiss and he's going down like he took a mask. Like they had him going back and forth. It was like a love story over 3 movies. Gwen Stacy, it was only 2 movies. She died, but you could tell like he liked her, and then they were like, but like they're to me.
I think you're a boomer. I think you don't understand because they're too young, so they're not really calling you. But I think it's the same thing. They have the same kind of chemistry. Like
in the first one, like she hated him. Like I
don't know if I hated him,
but she was just annoying. Like she wasn't like
that's kids. That's how kids look flirt. I think they're perfect high school kids. I think it works. I believe it is believable.
And the second one, when they went to Europe, and then
come on, son, they was already feeling each other.
Oh, I'd buy that. That's the most realistic one. This one, like, it was literally picks up right after the second one, right?
Europe, yeah. Now they're back home. They got to deal with their relationship, but also, holy shit, the world knows you're Spider-Man.
What relationship?
They got together when they found out she was Spider-Man, and she gave him the Black Dahlia, and they wore it, and they held hands.
At
the
very end of the movie.
All right, and now they're back home, and they're like, all right, we kissed.
That's literally the same hour.
Bro, how is it the same hour when they got to fly back home? They're back in New York now.
They're back in New York, yeah.
Yeah, now they're swinging around. Now they just started dating after that colossal mistake. They just
started, but like it was literally like when he gets back.
Yeah, the first swing through the city.
Yeah, the first swing through the city.
They realized. So that's what I'm saying. We just started dating. We barely got one kiss under our system.
Exactly.
And then, it's going to be uncomfortable. And we find out the worst things ever happened to us.
No. My point is the second one, right? They fall in love at the end, right? The movie
ends. About fall in love, bro. They're high school kids. They have their first kiss.
Their first kiss. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. It's not like they fell in love. They had their first kiss. But in the third one, in the beginning, it's like they're in love already. Like
they're not in love already.
They are.
At the end of the movie, she finally says, I love you, after going through everything they went through in the beginning. She said, oh, I'm here for you. Like, they liked each other all this time. They finally made it official, and now they have to go through a ginormous situation where all their lives are ruined. And literally, the fabric of the world is ripping apart, and people from other dimensions are flying in. Of course, in that traumatic experience, shit is going to get fast-forwarded. If I go through an end-of-a-world situation with a chick, we go together. Like if you hold my hand and tell me everything's going to be okay. Aunt May just died. She cried her through the whole thing. She was there for her when he literally has nobody else in the universe left.
How come he didn't go back to her?
Because he knows that she's only injured and got kicked out of school and got hurt and her life was in danger because she knows him.
So he's not even trying?
He's going to, once he saw that thing, he came back to try. He had that whole shit written out. And once he saw the Band-Aid, he was like, oh shit, she's in school. Maybe she's not hurt. You know what? Let me give her her space. And then when he's sad.
That's his love though.
He loved her to let her go. You never heard that saying? If you love her, let her go. I love her, so I'm going to let her be safe. I want to let her live her life.
Yeah, I heard that, but
that's what real love is, nigga. You love her, let her go. Let her have her life.
Peter Parker and MJ.
In the second one, they weren't together. He had to get her back.
Which one?
The second one. Toby had to get MJ back.
Toby one. Yeah. Well, they were off and on. Like
off and on. Now they're finally off.
But as soon as she found out she's Spider-Man, it was on. Like it explained, like they broke up because he was Spider-Man and she didn't know like he was going off because.
No, but then she wore the Black Dahlia. That means she still fucks with him, not knowing that he's Spider-Man. She didn't only fuck with him because he was Spider-Man. She says that at the end of Far From Home.
Wait, she had the Black Dahlia?
At the end of this one, she had the Black Dahlia on. She didn't remember him, but she remembered something enough to put on the Black Dahlia.
That shit don't make no sense.
Oh my God. You don't like believing in movies.
No, I believe it in movies, but
none of this shit makes sense.
None of this
the sky ripped open, nigga. None of it makes sense. You're going to be mad that she's wearing the Dahlia?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, son. I can't stand you.
So it's like he never existed. That's what she said, right? Like when he did the spell, like he never existed. Right? So his whole shit never existed?
I mean, but shit rips through. That Dahlia, Morpheus remembered, Neo remembered, Trinity remembered. They remembered.
So Doctor Strange is the only one who knows he's Spider-Man, basically.
I think even him, he doesn't know. That's why he said, see you later. Like, he said, see you later. He was like, bye, kid.
So everything he done has been undone. Like, I don't know. It was just too much.
No, they just don't remember that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Oh, they just know.
They know there's a Spider-Man. They just don't know who that guy is when he takes his mask off.
Okay. All right. I'll buy that.
You don't have to. This is what the movie does.
No. It's too much. Like you said about the Matrix. Like they think the audience is dumb, right?
Yeah, but all three of them, No Way Home, Far From Home, Homecoming, they weren't really like deep think pieces, anyways. Like they weren't really.
No. It's not. But because they were simple movies.
Aaron Sorkin didn't write any of these.
No, but there were simpler movies. This one is a fucking high concept movie. When you're blending multiverses, you're bringing all this is a high concept movie.
We've been here now.
No, if you've seen the first time it's actually happening.
Right, but the
everything moving forward is the ramifications of
yes,
him doing
but
that.
The blip, moving, fighting in space, Thanos, different multiverses, different universes. We've been here before.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's not I'm not saying like it's totally out there. They've been in space.
We've been on our way here.
Magic, Loki, and all that shit. Like, yeah,
you know
I get it. But what I'm saying is like the first two were simpler.
Yeah,
like the first one, it was just him in high school. It was
there were simpler times,
and now it's like went all the way left and.
Blame the storyline. That's it organically got here.
That's what I just said. It seemed very epic for one movie. That's all I'm saying.
More than Endgame?
Well, Endgame is two movies. Those are part one.
Endgame was one movie. There was Infinity War was one movie. Endgame is another movie. More than Endgame?
It was originally part one and part two, but then they just changed the names.
¿Está bien?
It's still part one and part two.
I don't care. I'm just talking about Endgame.
6-hour thing.
Who cares? Thank you for that information.
Okay.
Irrelevant. And more than Endgame? Endgame alone, whatever 1 and 2, just Endgame, the one called Endgame, number 2, was bigger than this movie. More things went on. Are you
asking a question?
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, I know.
So it can't. So sure, whatever, it's big, it's a lot.
It's actually on par with this.
But they've all been big and a lot. The last couple have been big and a lot. The last Marvel releases, yeah, it's half Sony, but whatever, it's Marvel.
I guess. I mean, well, we never seen it. This seemed like an Avenger movie, like scale wise.
It's a Marvel movie.
Shang-Chi, Black Widow, like none of these movies were like this.
Nah, son, you're talking
Iron Man, Captain America.
That's
Civil War was on par. It was a big concept.
Iron Man was, but you're talking about movies that came out 20 years ago. The last
20 years ago,
since
10 years ago.
Civil War, Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, the last big Marvel movies, they've all been big. All this new shit, Eternals and Shang-Chi, that's mixtape. That's light shit.
This is like the main.
This is big boy shit. This is we're emptying the bank.
Okay.
They made 250. They made 250 first weekend, and they still didn't come even. They spent big bucks on. This is like big dog.
No, I get it. I'm not
Shang-Chi.
arguing with it. Like, I'm just trying to break it down. I'm trying to figure this shit out.
Right, and I'm responding to your thing.
Because it's not the greatest movie of all time. Like, people are.
Nobody said that. I didn't say that.
People are saying
it's
like,
everything I've ever wanted from a Spider-Man. It's everything I ever wanted.
Really?
From my first time watching Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to this one, I feel like they said thank you. They said here's for the 13-year-old you when the first Spider-Man came out. Here's for the 23-year-old you when Andrew Garfield came out, and here's for the 32-year-old you. And here's
so all the nostalgia
capsule.
Just got you.
It was perfect nostalgia.
Okay.
It was tied in perfect. It was when all three Spideys pointed to each other. It was meta. It was funny.
But your thinking brain
is
all right with all the concepts in the movie?
I'm not all right with any of them. Once I accepted one of them, we cool. Once you came back and fucking, what's my man from Anchorman? Paul Rudd was explaining to me how the time machine works. We good, baby. Like, give me 2 minutes of how it works and keep it the fuck moving. I'm open. We're here. We're in the metaverse. We're here.
Okay. All right.
Spells exist. People can come through rips in the fucking wall. Cool. Statue of Liberty got an Iron Man. Cool. I'm here. What's up?
All right.
We already established that none of this makes sense. Cool. Is this good? Am I happy here for 2 hours and 40 minutes? Yes.
So they got you. So what do you rate this movie?
Woo.
An A? The first A?
No, I gave an A to Voyeurs.
You did?
I gave an A- to Voyeurs.
Oh, yeah. So what do you rate this?
I'm going to give it an A- too.
Okay.
I'm going to give it an A. Matter of fact, fuck that. I'm going to give it an A.
I'll give it an A too.
I'm hyped. I'm giving it an A. I watched it 2 times in the movie theaters, and only because I wanted to go watch it again.